Do you want to know the truth about self-taping that nobody wants to admit? Well, here you go. Good lighting and good sound, they matter more than your acting ability. I know it's sad to hear. No one wants to hear that, but good lighting and good sound matter more than your acting ability. The casting director has a lot of tapes to look at. They're going through them really quick, just like swiping right, swiping left. Once they see one that has good lighting, they listen to it to see if it has good sound. Then they watch the tape. That's the harsh truth. If yours is underlit, if yours is out of frame, if yours is handheld and shaky, they're going to keep moving. That is the truth. So put your camera on a tripod or mount it on some books. Stack it up some way so that it's eye level. You don't want to have all this in the background like I have. You want to have a plain background if you want the casting director to look at your tape. Most self-tapes are only looked at for about 10 seconds. Once they start looking, if they're not interested, if what you're saying doesn't grab their attention, if it's dry, if it's dull, if it's over the top, boom, they go to the next person. I know it's unfortunate. I know it's hard to hear. You put in a lot of work. You rehearsed your lines. You got a scene partner. But if your scene is not compelling somehow or believable somehow, they're going to go right to the next person. Do your best, show the best of you, but get it going quick. They don't need you to sit into the scene. They don't need you to see you to talk on the phone, smoke or eat, or any kind of action before the scene starts. Get to it and do your best right off the bat. Show them the best of you right away. You're probably over-rehearsing. Now, when you get the scene, sometimes you'll get it a week ahead. Sometimes you'll get it 2 weeks ahead. Sometimes you'll get it that same day. But if you get it early, like a week, don't over-rehearse it. Don't over-rehearse just the dialogue. Think about the whole scene. What is the scene about? What is the actor in the scene that you're portraying trying to get? What are they trying? What is their motivation? What do they want in that scene? That's what you need to think about. Of course, you need to learn the lines. Of course, you need to make the character believable, but you also need to know what the character wants in that scene to make you one of the actors who stands out. If it's not written in the scene, if you only have a little bit of a dialogue, make something up. They need to see the best of you. You need to be interesting. Don't go over the top. Don't go crazy, but you need to be interesting. You need to give the casting director something that grabs him or her by the collar so they can look at you. Because they got a lot of tapes to look at. And if you didn't get your tape in early, like I always say, get it in as early as possible. Be prepared, be rehearsed, be ready, know what the actor is trying to get in that scene that you're portraying, but get it in as soon as possible because they got a lot of tapes to look at. And near the end, they get tired. And they don't look at as many people who come in at the deadline or below the deadline. Sometimes they don't get enough actors that are good, and that's why they'll extend the deadline. I hate when that happens, but it does happen. That's part of the business. If they don't like anyone, they're going to extend the deadline to try and get more actors, and hopefully they'll find someone that they like. Whenever you see that extended deadline, you know that they didn't like your tape. They probably didn't like anybody's tape, or they don't have enough people whose tapes they like. Also be aware that you're not only competing on talent, you're competing on fit. Will you fit the character whose scene you're going to be in? If it's the lead character, are you too tall? Are you too short? Are you too good looking? Are you too weird looking? Will you fit that scene? Will you be the actor that the casting director thinks the producer and the director want to see? Because they probably told them what they're looking for. And a lot of times they don't put that stuff in the breakdown because a lot of it is stuff that they don't say they don't say the quiet part. Here on my channel, I say the quiet part out loud. A lot of times they don't say the quiet part out loud because they can't say the quiet part out loud. I can say the quiet part out loud. They're looking for a specific type of character, actor or actress with some type of look, something that will fit the lead character, something that won't overshine the lead character. So there's a lot of things out of your control. Realize that. And it's going to make it easier for you to just get on the self-tape and do your best. Show them the best of you. That's what you want to do. If they like you, they like you. If they don't, they don't. You don't know the reason. You can't guess the reason. They're not going to tell you the reason. So do it and move on. A really bad reader can ruin your audition. Listen again. A really bad reader in the scene with you, even though they're not on camera, they can ruin your audition. If they're stumbling over words, if they're saying words wrong, if they're taking too long a pauses to reply, the casting director will start to listen to the reader and not you. So it's best if you can get a reader who's an actor or an actress, or you can get a reader. They don't necessarily have to be an actor or actress, but you need to rehearse real quick with them so that their lines flow. Their lines don't distract from you. Their lines aren't louder than yours. Their lines aren't something that will take the attention away from you and put it on them. So if they're messing up, they're stumbling over words, they are taking too long to pause, too long and pausing too long, or speaking over you, responding too fast, you need to rehearse with them. I need to get them straight. You need to direct your reader if necessary. So don't let the reader ruin your audition. I've actually had casting directors last year, and it had never happened to me before, but they told me to redo my self-tape. They liked me, but the reader was distracting. And the reader stumbled over a few words. And that took their attention away from me and put it on the reader. Now, I said to myself, why do they care about the reader? Why don't they just listen to me? It's human nature. It's human nature. If something's going on in the background, they're going to look at the background. Like, look at this scene I'm in right now. You can see a curtain here. You can see my monitor over my shoulder. You can see a tripod. You can see a mirror. They will notice that. That's not what you want. That's why they always tell you to have a plain background, a backdrop, or a plain wall. Something that does not distract. Human nature is to get distracted, and they will get distracted, and they will stop looking at you, and they will start looking at what's in the background. This self-tape is up to you. No one's coming to save you. No editor, no lighting person, no makeup person, no backup person. It's on you. You are the producer of your self-tape. You are the director of your self-tape, and you are the talent in your self-tape. Show them the best of you. Don't let them get distracted by looking in the background. Don't let them get distracted by listening to a reader who's stumbling over the words. You are the director of this self-tape, and you must act as the director. You have to wear all those hats and produce a great self-tape the best you can, as quick as you can, so that you can turn it in as soon as possible. Don't rush it to where you're terrible. You want to be able to deliver your lines effectively and show them, I'm the guy or the girl for the role. That's what you want to show them. So you need to wear all those hats. You need to get your self-tape ready, and you need to show it as soon as possible. I'll see you in the next one.